Hi, I'm Amrep on my phone and welcome to another video. Today we are finishing the quintology, I think this is called, of the kiCK era of Arca. And that's with kiCK 5, kiCK iiiii. I guess that follows the trend with her having 5 of the same thing, but still, it's really a V in my head, but we'll deal with that on our own time. I am very excited to see how this era concludes for Arca and Arca fans and just the music, because each kiCK has made me feel a very different way. kiCK 1 was, whoa, so this is music y'all listen to. kiCK 2, vibes. kiCK 3, ooh, vibes. kiCK 4, not my vibe. And so kiCK 5, I have no idea. Will it be just okay? Will it be nah? Will it be yeah? Will it be something that I can't even say into words? We will find out soon enough. This is the longest of the kiCKs. It is nearly 42 minutes, which is fine. But, whoa, compared to all the 30-minute projects before, it's a way to make it very cumulative. But anyway, let's not waste any more time. Thank you for requesting this video, and anyway, let's get into it. Track number 1 is In the Face, and this song is under a minute, so it's definitely a very intro song.
How does one coax?
How does one coax? I feel like I've heard this before.
In the face.
In the face.
Of pain.
In the face of pain.
In the face.
Just the sniffing. Oh, that was not a smooth transition. So that was In the Face, and not only is it introducing this album, but it's a song I've heard before. Before it was a Quantum in and she chose to make it its own song here. I feel it more as a Quantum than an actual song, where it fits within the combined stretch that is which I don't think of as 30 different songs. I think of them as 30 Quantum mixing to each other. Yeah, I don't see this as its own song, and it's kind of weird to hear it on its own. I probably won't listen to this outside of the album, but I think it is an interesting way to start, especially if you're going to listen to all the kiCKs in a row. Track number 2 is Poo. P-U. Oh no. Ooh, I like how twinkly this start is. So quiet. I feel very calm and zen. This feels very acoustic, even though I think it is still synths and electronic. Oh, there is some sort of starry whirlwind in the background. It was like a futuristic lullaby. Honestly, I just feel very at ease. Oh, kind of rumbling at the end. Why is that? So that was Poo. I hate how it's pronounced, I think. But instrumentally beautiful. It's quiet and calm and reminds me how relaxing an Arca song can be if she wants it to be. It can be very not relaxing too, but I think in this case this is a very calm moment, and I liked it. I really enjoyed it, and I don't think this entire album is going to be very quiet, but I guess it could be. I guess we have, lettering wise, if I go with that theory, the K and the I are lowercase and then the CK are uppercase, so it might be quiet and then boom. But I can't verify that for now. I would listen to it again on its own. However, I feel like this reminds me of and, where I would say, hey, I like this song, but I expected with some vocals or some additional layers that would be even better. And I could say the same for that. I don't really want vocals on this song. It's actually nice and calm, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a version of the song that had additional layers at one point and that Arca took them away. Track number 3 is Chiquito. Ooh, Starting with some good raw piano. Oh, we're getting vocals. I have no idea what she's saying, but it is pretty. Not just the instrumental, but I thought the vocals were actually pretty good too. There's some higher vocals and some lower pitched vocals, but they both vibe. Oh, I think she just said Chiquito. Oh, I don't know if I like this long hold. Oh, prettiness. Oh, this is a very interesting part of the instrumental. Chiquito again. This might be a thing where one ear has a higher voice and one has a lower voice. That would be interesting to explore. So that was Chiquito. I just looked up the lyrics and that changes the entire meaning of the song. It felt very calm and relaxing. And then I looked up the lyrics and it translates to tell me if you want Arca. She says she'll make it easy for them. And she says that they're very small. So it seems like she's going to be a more assertive person in that dynamic. And power to you, Arca. You do what you want. But wow, you really took this very high-pitched and low-pitched vocals and did it with some calm piano, and then you made it a lot less wholesome. Not that I think of Arca as a wholesome person, not saying that being wholesome is needed to exist, but I'm just a little caught off guard. I think I still like the song, but I'm like, Arca. Wow. Track number 4 is Estrogen. This is, again, rather calm. Yeah, I feel like I'm at an orchestra concert. Oh, I thought it was done. They just took a pause. Yeah, this is an exercise in minimalism, which Arca isn't always doing. So that was Estrogen, another instrumental. Gives Zen vibes. I'm getting Zen, I'm getting Mutant, I'm getting and. These projects contained largely just instrumental, and it's beautiful, but my preferred part of hearing Arca is probably the vocals that go a little fast with some really cool beats that go really fast, because I am a percussionist and I like to hear the drums and the other percussion. That's why kick3 is so good, and probably that might be my favorite kick, because this is starting off a little slower. Not that there's a problem with that, but it is not a kick, it's a kick. I think I asked this before on a previous album, but I'm very curious about what, for example, this song, Estrogen, why is it titled that way for an instrumental? And if you make instrumentals or you know anyone who does, how do they choose to title their stuff? Because I have made maybe a couple instrumentals and they just had very distinct themes in my head and they were very clear on why they were. Like I did a song called The Haunted Home and it had ghost screams in it and howling like the wind. It's supposed to sound like you're entering a haunted home. And I think it does a pretty good job of that. Not like trying to toot my own horn. I think it's just because I had a lot of effects that were very clearly what they were. Like there's nothing abstract with them. Whereas her music's a little more abstract and uses a lot of regular instruments, but then some synths that don't necessarily have a connotation already in my head. There wasn't a lot in the song that made me think of Estrogen, but I also really only think of Estrogen in an abstract way anyway. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Track number 5 is Ether or Ether. I think it can be pronounced both ways depending on what dialect you use in English, but I'm gonna go with Ether. Ooh. Piano again? Yeah, this feels like very raw piano, like only one layer. Ooh, that'd be a shift. I feel like we went up an octave total. Maybe even a couple, honestly. This feels like the sad scene in a movie or a video game. Oh, I like that speediness with it. I feel like I could listen to this nighttime in winter with snow falling. Oh, I felt like it was a little offbeat, but in a cool way. Oh, it's kind of fading. Wow. So that was Ether, and I don't know if she's referring to the cloud, beyond the clouds definition, or the chemistry definition. I think it could go either way for her, but this was a beautiful instrumental. I had some good raw piano again. Arca's a great pianist. Love that for her, and love that for us, that we get to hear such pretty piano. Yeah, I think my favorite part is when there's almost like a bunch of droplets of piano at the same time. Kind of feels like if you splash a puddle like sideways and like see it go over all at once. I don't know, that's feels what it felt like, and I enjoyed it. I like the song. Again, very calm. Are we going to pick it up? Who knows? I'm going to leave those expectations to the side until we would get to the second half, which is the but yeah, it's a beautiful instrumental. Reminds me a lot of her earlier projects. Seems like she's going back and getting inspiration from them. Track number 6 is Amrep. I do not know what that means. Okay, this is a little more synthetic. Ooh, this is a cool beat. Oh, there's something scrubbing and bubbling under the surface. Oh, we get some birds tweeting in it. Oh, this scrubbing feels a lot like a Sophie choice. It's growing, it's growing. There's so much coming to the surface. I feel like I'm in a boiling pot of water. Yes, this is getting noisy, it's getting dramatic. Explosive, even. Oh. And it fully turned into what it sounds like when pipes have a ton of water in it above me. So that was Amrep. It was a more experimental. Feels like we were bubbling, and it seems like maybe that's alluding to the k, the louder kick, the capitalized kick, the majuscule kick, if you will. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I felt like we were rumbling and grumbling and blowing our house down. Yeah, it was a good time. I have no idea what Amrep means. I looked it up and it seems like it's a bunch of different acronyms for things, but I don't know which one Arca is referring to. So if you know, please let me know, because I would love to know how she was inspired to make this song, or what this song inspired in her in terms of her titling, because I have no idea what Amrep means at all. It definitely used some more synths and it used a little bit more experimentalness, and I am excited to see how it leads into the second half. Track number 7 is Sanctuary, featuring Ryuichi Sakamoto. My apologies, I don't speak Japanese. I'm hoping to learn in the near future, but for now, I apologize for any pronunciation errors. Experimental Diva FM. Second construct. Oh, so feels like we're in soft shell soft. That does feel like that's something from The first death, the last birth, the alien side, maybe. The alien within. Call back to kick 4. Mutant faith. Ooh. The first time you died, not just the first death. Oh, both Arca and Ryuichi saying it. Oh, shift. Actual shift. Maybe? Keeps alternating between, as if you're changing between two stations. Mutant faith. I like the way he talks. We did transition to a pretty calm song. And by that I mean pretty and calm. So it was Sanctuary featuring Ryuichi Sakamoto. Very much like Alien Inside from Shirley Manson. We get that lore. It's a much calmer version. And I think it ties stuff together that we got in which really belongs within this universe. So I like this. It's not Second Construct, it's Psycho Construct, which is even much more directly related to And then Sakamoto is also describing things that Shirley Manson also described as well. So we are getting reiterating themes: vanity, howling, entropy, recognizing the alien within or inside. I'm trying to remember first death, last birth, that kind of stuff. Still don't know all of what it means, but it does seem that there's some more lore that's connecting all of these songs and all of these kicks together. There's also a pretty significant instrumental moment at the end of the song that wasn't just, oh, we're doing the words, we're also getting song, and it's more instrumental stuff that sounds similar to the past few instrumentals that we've received as well. Not saying it's been done before, but it fits cohesively more within that rather than Alien Inside, which I felt was a pretty intense song for kick 4. Track number 8 is Tierno. It's calm again. Oh, we are getting singing Arca again. I like the way she sings on the song, actually. Ooh. Just like many songs that I get of Arca singing, I do have to look at the lyrics after because I can't tell with how slow they are. This almost feels, with Arca's vocals, like a classical opera song. This is again back to very stripped, minimal synths and strings. So that was Tierno, or Tender, and a beautiful song that contained Arca vocals, and Arca really sold it and made it feel very sweet, and I enjoyed the song. Very calm, feels like something I would have heard on a previous project. Doesn't feel very new, but it doesn't mean that I don't like the song. It doesn't have to be new and sound a lot different from other songs of hers for me to enjoy it and give kudos where it's due. It's a good song, the instrumentals are good. I think vocally, it's not her best work, but it's not work I want to get rid of or not listen to at all. Like, some vocal performances of hers are a little rough, and some of them are very smooth and very nice. This one fits in the middle, but I will allow it because I like the song. Its message is really sweet. It's about how I wasn't prepared for such tenderness from someone, and this person who is a stranger is not for long a stranger and has given her such tenderness, and she realizes that she's going to keep this tenderness because she deserves it. It's very sweet. It's very soft compared to the earlier editions of Arca in Relationship, where it's very hard and very rough and aggressive. This is very soft and kind. I don't know, it's very sweet. I hope whoever she's talking about in the song, that they're happy. I hope it's actually Arca, not just a character that she's creating, falling in love. I hope she has fallen in love herself. Track number 9 is Musculos, which I believe just translates to muscles. Very pretty start for a song about muscles. Very calm piano moment again. Well, that's different. That feels like a pile of logs coming clattering to the ground. Yeah, this is very, I want to say industrial, but it could feel naturey, just not like ambient. And all this clatter made me not think about Arca also singing here. Yeah, there's a lot of clatter. Or a racket, I don't know how else to describe it. Por favor, in high falsetto. I wonder how she gets these sounds to get made. Does she just design them in a studio, or does she take them from real life stuff and distorts them? Wait, that sounded like the engine rumbling on Cash Cow and Webkins. So niche, but so true though. Give us that background vibe with a bunch of clutter still happening to keep you focused. So that was Musculos, and alright, it does translate to muscles here. And this song had a lot of clutter with some pretty piano. I liked it, but it's not gonna be my favorite song on here. I think it's a good song to have in the background playing if you just need some noise. It's there. The lyrics are interesting. They're saying, please let me touch your muscles, like their size and their strength. I want to know that personally. And in this case, she wants her partner to be strong so that she can be weak and know that her partner will protect her, which is really sweet. But Musculos and Tierno, I don't know, they present Arca as such a soft character, and I feel like the stuff we get in kick 3 and kick 4 and kick 2 all make it feel like she's not. So it's interesting that we get that feeling, but if that's the way Arca feels, good for Arca. When I looked up the lyrics, I also saw that this is also in circumflex, which this song and I believe it is song on kick 4 that intros it was also in circumflex, which is not a project I've been asked to react to, nor did I even know exist. And it's not on like streaming platforms, so it must have been a little mix that Arca just dropped, maybe on Twitch or Discord or wherever she dropped it. Interesting to hear that she's again reusing stuff from there. Or maybe circumflex was stuff that she was considering using within the kick series, but she just didn't know yet. I don't really know. I don't know the lore of all of Arca's imaginings, but this was very cool. I liked it as a song. It's not gonna be my favorite on the album, but I'm not gonna like dislike it or anything like that. Also, one thing I realized at the end with all this clutter, it did not transition really nicely into our next song. And I feel like that's been a common trend on this project in particular, but I think some of the other kicks. And I feel with how the kicks are all supposed to go together in a line pretty much to listen to all the way, it's a little disappointing and something I feel Arca could have done if she wanted to. And so it's a little mild point of feedback, but it's all right. I'll live with it. But I know that she's done some really good seamless transitions, and so I wish these had a little less seams showing. Track number 10 is La Infinita. I don't know if I'd pronounce it that way in Spanish, but I'm gonna go with it for now. Oh, pretty sounds again. Okay, yes. A piano-led instrumental, probably. I say probably because it is nearly 5 minutes, so anything could really happen. Ooh, I like that. Like these synths coming in, they're interesting. I think I like this one for having a lot more elements in it. Well, I like that the piano is like fast in the background, even when the rest of it's slow. Ooh, I like how it's growing in intensity now. So that was La Infinita. Beautiful. It's an instrumental, piano driven. Takes nearly 5 minutes, but good as a background song. I don't have much else to say. It's beautiful. I like how it swells over time. Still don't know what it's supposed to symbolize, or I guess a lot of this album in terms of all the instrumentals. Like, what about this means? Like the infinity? I think it's a that translates to. I don't know, but it was very beautiful, and I would listen to it again. I probably won't just play it by itself, but I could be convinced probably at some point to make a playlist of a bunch of Arca instrumentals and just vibe. And this would be on there because it's good. I like it. It's not offensive. It's not aggressive. It's not in your face. It's just a good vibe. Like a calm songs to steady to or something like that. Cool. Though it's not something that I'm going to remember very distinctly within Arca's entire discography. Track number 11 is Fireprayer. Oh, this is a little faster. Definitely I can say this is more cluttered too. Ooh. I don't know, something about all these hits, like, it hits different. My ears just interpret it as beauty. Oh, I like this beautiful sound. It makes my heart fill with life. A little like Sophie's Infatuation Sunlight Zone. Oh, it's changing entirely. Still piano, but it feels very stripped back and a little more modern and classic at the same time. Feels less like trying to experiment like that, and it sounded a little more pulled back. But now we're back into this. Oh, I feel like there is some more experimental stuff and faster stuff happening again under the surface of the production. Oh, it's fading out. Kind of how it started originally. So that was Fireprayer, and that is a song that apparently was on another project that I didn't even have access to because it was a Patreon exclusive on Arca. It's like Patreon, and I didn't know that Arca even had a Patreon. It's called Plus Minus, which is plus and minus sign 5 times the chaos that she is giving and choosing each day. Wow. Another project that came out in 2020, much like Circumflex and much like also and kiCK one. And she's saying that we weren't fed for a long time. Yes, we were. But this is Fireprayer, and I actually really love this song. I love how it goes from the little cluttered synths and everything, and it's very theatrical, and then it gets into this very closed, stripped back, much more guarded production. It feels very demo of a song that you're learning to play on piano or coming up with for the first time. And then it comes back into theatrics. I really like it. I don't know why it's called Fireprayer. That doesn't really matter to me. I like the name of it, and I like how it sounds a lot. Probably gonna be one of my favorites on here. Yeah, because I think it's because of how pretty it ends up just being and keeps you like engaged the whole time, which is always awesome. Now I need to know about all these projects that she's just casually guarding from all of us. Why is she doing that? I get money is helpful, but still. Track number 12, but last track on this album, Crown. Oh, I don't know what she said, but she went off. Okay, so we're getting piano, but we're also getting chaos as well. From side to side? Yeah, this is very deconstructed vibes. Almost like we're cycling back to kiCK 1. Oh, now we're repeating that to side to side. Hips shift. It's the hips that are shifting from side to side. I like this part when it's not getting very violent. Though I do like some of the violent part. It just seems like it's overtaking the song a little bit. I feel like this is a song that is made for headphones, so I'm definitely not getting a full appreciation of it right now. Because it's like this chaos and then it stops. Like, it's not doing it now, but you know what I mean. Sounds like you're just holding the letter E How could she flip? She flips it all upside down. She wears her crown. Is Arca talking about herself or someone else? Oh, it was her crown, but it sounded like a knife cutting sound. Ooh. So that was crown, and instrumentally chaotic as heck. You get some pretty piano, but you get the industrial, deconstructed, distorted chaos that Arca is capable of creating. It was cool, and it reminded me a lot of, I don't want to say older Arca projects because I still mean like early kick parts, but just now that we've dealt with this entire album and kick 4 and even kick 3, which I feel like is a different beast of its own, this feels a lot like we're going back to kick 1. And so I guess it works as it being a cycle of sorts. Lyrically, it's talking about this she that wears her crown and moves her hips from side to side. How could it fit inside a body so petite? I don't know. How could she flip? Why would she flip? That's pretty much all the lyrics in the song. I don't really know what its meaning is. I want to say it's Arca referring to herself in the third person and saying that she flipped it all upside down, either musically or in transitioning or just existing, or maybe there's an innuendo that I can't pick up on. I don't know. It was cool. It was different from the rest of the album. It was still mildly cohesive with it, with the piano in the background, though I would say I don't know if we fully led up to this finale, if that makes sense. It is a cool song that will probably sound really great in headphones, and I will check it out after turning on this camera so I can see if I vibe with it more when hearing it in full, because it's a lot to take in at first. With that, we have finished this album and all of the kicks. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. This feels like an updated version of some of her previous albums and mixtapes, such as and Mutant, Zen. Yeah, it's very instrumentally focused. There are vocals in it on occasion, but they almost always aren't the centerpiece of the song. She really got into her own zen and really thought about her mutant faith and created an album that's longer than the other kicks, but is very instrumentally focused, and I can see this being a very good background project. Whereas I think kick 3 works as a background project for me because I love percussion beats and I think it'll help me focus. I think kick 5 is, do you want to relax while listening to an album, but also getting stuff done, but feeling a little less stressed from it? I think this album is going to be that one for you or me or whoever. It's a little more anticlimactic than I think kick 5 sounded like it would be. Like, the cover is very, whoa, it's going to be very climactic. But this didn't feel that climactic to me. Crown, kind of. But I think there are songs in kick 3 and even kick 2 and even kick 1 that just went a little bit harder, that feel like they could have brought this to a very final closing place. I don't know what it would have been, but also considering that she has done a lot of work that I didn't even know about, like Circumflex and Plus and Minus, that there could have been other songs that she chose in order to make it a little more climactic. Not saying I didn't like the project. I do love a lot of these instrumentals, but if I thought of the finale to the kick era, I didn't think it was going to be very ambient at all. So I'm just surprised. But I think I will like this project more than kick 4. Kick 2 and kick 3, not kick 3. Kick 3 is top tier, and I love every song pretty much, or I like most songs on it, and it just sounds really good and right up my alley. And kick 2 has some good bops and bangers that I don't think will happen with kiCK 5. I don't think kiCK 5 will be an album I listen to many songs by themselves. I think it will be within either some other Arca instrumentals that I pick select ones, or I could consider listening to this album in full again, just because there's not really anything that's rough for me, that's hard for me to hear. I think the weirdest part is the very beginning, and that's either over in 46 seconds, or I just start at track 2 and move on. It's a relaxing way to end this era. I guess this will help if I want some more relaxing music over the holiday season. It does feel kind of wintry as an album. I don't know why I feel that way, but hey, I just think piano is very homely, and I can think of someone playing the piano by a fire or something like that. Something about it just feels very wintry to me, especially in how it's presented here. And so I guess it is the season for that. So overall, I like this album. What do you think of this? Do you like it? Do you not? I would rank all of mine. However, I have a video in the next couple days that will rank all of the albums I've reacted to ever. So we're going to save it for that because this will be on there. But I would love in the comments below for you to rank the kiCK albums, because I would love to just see where you're feeling. Include kiCK 1, not just the 4 new ones. I know it might be a little tricky just having had more time with kiCK 1, but yeah, let me know if you rank them, if you can't rank them, if they feel so tied to you. If so, I wonder why that is. I would love to know. Yeah, this is a very intriguing set of albums that Arca has done. I don't know why she did all 4 in the same week. I guess Mutants really got fed there. However, it was a lot to dump on someone like me. With that said, here are some of my favorites. So the top tier are the songs I love from this album in particular. The standouts, the ones I've been playing over and over. Songs in the middle are songs I like. I'll add them to my playlist, but they might not be the top of the top. And then songs at the bottom are just not really my thing. Doesn't mean they're a bad song. Doesn't mean they can't be your favorite song. Just means it's probably not for me. And that's okay. Arca didn't make this set of albums for Eric. She really made them for her and her fans. And that's not saying I'm not a fan. I'm just a more recent fan, and I don't think Arca has tailored it to one particular fan. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below, like when you react or listen to next, subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be, and thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.
It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles, don't need to know why. Smile big, open your eyes. It's storming turtles.